Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Earlier this year, Queen & Company released a bunch of different shaped card kits. I've only used a few so far, but I thought it was the perfect time of year to use the leaf kit. I'll be using an assortment of Queen & Company paper collections for my cards. So the kit includes 4 card bases that are already shaped like a leaf. You just have to pop out those 2 pieces. They're already scored, so it's really simple to just fold those in half. So there's your card base. There are also 4 acetate and 4 foam shakers. So you're just gonna pop this foam leaf right out, and then you'll pop out the center, and that's where you'll fill all of your shaker toppings. So really simple since everything is pre-cut. The kit also includes 2 dies. You'll have one that's the background piece of the leaf and the other will cut out the leaf frame. So I've already gone ahead and cut out those 2 pieces. I used the pattern paper for that background and then just some coordinating red cardstock for the frame. I'm going to attach the background piece first. I covered that piece with some ATG tape and also used some liquid adhesive for the little points of the leaf just to make sure everything is going to stay in place. So then I adhere that directly onto the card base. Next, I'll remove the backing on one side of the foam and then adhere it directly onto the card. Give it a nice firm press. Now it's time to fill the shaker. I'm using an assortment of buttons by Queen & Company. I selected just the red. Then I also have some red diamonds and red pearlies. This is a very large opening, so you could really fill this up with a ton of shaker toppings, or if you prefer to have it on the lighter side, you can do that as well. But once you have that filled up, you can seal it in place using the acetate. I'm going to put some liquid adhesive all around the outside of the frame, and I'm using Queen & Company's sheer glue. Then I can attach that die cut frame, and just to make sure it's going to stay in place, I will put some weight on top, so I'm using a couple of my acrylic blocks, and I'll let that dry for a little bit. Now I'm going to add a sentiment and also some embellishments. I've already stamped out "So Very Blessed." The kit does include a small sentiment stamp set. I stamped that on a stitched banner die cut, and I cut one out in that rad and one in craft. I'm just going to overlap them just for a little extra interest. And then I have one of Queen & Company's felt flowers, and I'm going to adhere that to the left of the sentiment. Used a glue dot. And I'm also going to add a red bullseye in the center of the flower. And there is my finished card. I love how this one turned out, and with the leaf you could use this year round. Moving on to my second card, I'm using the Happy Harvest paper collection, and this time I won't be making a shaker card. I'm going to show how you can still fit this larger image on an A2 size card. So I have some brown polka dot paper for the background. I use one of Queen & Company's scallop border dies for that strip at the top of the card. And then I have the background of the leaf cut out in a tone-on-tone pattern with a bunch of leaves on it. And it's going to hang off of the right side of the card. So again, I will use a little bit of liquid adhesive just to get all those points of the leaf. I'm putting it at an angle, and I'll just have that edge hanging off. You could just use that leaf die cut piece, but I like the look of the frame with the faux stitching. So I cut this out using some glitter paper. This was sold by Queen & Company, but they don't have it any longer. This beautiful teal turquoise color. Just glue that right on top. And then I'll flip over the whole panel and just trim off the extra, so now it's flush to the right hand side. I'm going to add a little bit of twine, putting it at the top of the card. Wrap it around twice. Make sure it's straight, and then I'll use some red line tape to secure the end on the back side of that panel. I'll also add a strip of red line tape to the top of the card. Now I recorded this video I think back in April, Since then, I've started adding some liquid adhesive to that very top area so that it doesn't pull away from the card base. And I find the liquid adhesive holds just a little bit better. I'll put my card front onto a card base, and I'll tie my bow on the left-hand side to balance out that image. Trim off the tails. I can start working on the sentiment, and I've already stamped this out again just to save on time. It's "I'll always believe in you." I have 2 sentiment banners, this time the larger size. I have one in that dark brown and then the other in craft, and I'm going to overlap them. I have it hanging off the right hand side, and again I will be trimming that off. So I'll adhere that second sentiment banner, flip over the whole card, and trim off the extra. For embellishments, I pulled out the heart toppings that were included in Queen & Company's special delivery kit. I'm using 2 of the teal color, and I'm going to glue them to the right side of the sentiment. I think it really brought out the teal color of the leaf. And for a few extra embellishments, I have some Queen & Company pearls in the Chocolate Delight color. I have blue jelly gems and also some blue iridescent goosebumps. I'll put a few in the upper left-hand corner, add a couple of them in the lower right-hand corner, and then I'll add 2 more jelly gems underneath the sentiment, although later I do move them above the sentiment to balance out the card a little better. So there is my finished card, and this one was so fun. I love the colors. Now on to my third card. I'm using the Vintage Truck pattern paper and also the yellow solids from the Sweet Shop paper collection. I used the pattern paper for the background piece and then the solids for that leaf frame. I'm going to adhere this the same way I did for the very first card. So I have some ATG on the back, adding some extra liquid adhesive around the very edge. I'll glue that die cut piece directly onto the card base. And you are able to buy refills of the foam, acetate, and card bases. You can also use the dies that are included in the kit to cut more foam, acetate, and the card bases. It does make it easier to just have their refills, but it's nice to have that option. I'm going to fill up this leaf using an assortment of the buttons again, using some orange and yellow. Then I'm also adding some of the orange sequins and the yellow diamonds. And all of the shaker toppings I used in this video are made by Queen & Company. They sell a huge assortment of different colors and styles, and I will have links in the description box for all of the products used, including a link to all of their shaped card kits. Once I have my toppings filled, I did have several of those sequins trying to jump out on me. I can seal those in place using the acetate, put some liquid adhesive all around that outside edge, and I can attach that die cut frame. And again, I'll put some extra weight on it while the glue dries. Now once the glue is dry, I can start adding my sentiment and embellishments. I've stamped out the sentiment, "You are my favorite season." I think that's my favorite sentiment in the whole set. Using the double stitched sentiment banners again, one in brown and one in the lighter yellow. And these dies are from Queen & Company's foundation die sets. I think this is set number 3 or 4 with the wider sentiment strip. I also cut out a small stitch heart, and I think that heart die is either from the special delivery kit or it might be from the baby shaped card kit. I don't remember. It's a problem when you record it months ago. Before I attach that heart, I'm going to put a twine bow underneath it. So I have my bow, and I did a double bow with the twine. I'm going to glue that in place using some liquid adhesive, and then I'll attach the heart directly on top. Now since it is going over that knot in the bow, I'll use some foam dimensional tape to adhere that heart. So I'm just trying to line up where I need to add those small pieces of foam tape, since I don't want to have it on top of the bow at all. So once I have that figured out, I'll put a little bit of liquid adhesive on as well and adhere that to my card. Then I decided to add just a little bit of bling. I'm using the yellow jelly gems by Queen & Company, and I believe these have been discontinued. So I'm just trying to finish up what I have on hand. I put one on the heart and then two of them above the sentiment. So there is my finished card, and I love how this one turned out as well. But do let me know which card is your favorite. Now here's just a quick recap of the 3 cards I made using Queen & Company's leaf-shaped card kit. I have provided links in the description box for the kit and also the other products used. There are several other fun card kits, but with fall being my favorite season, the leaf was one I had to use. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.